Service for Ruth Tenney Norrid, age 96, of Sylacauga. And that service will be today, graveside service at 11 a.m. at the in the Tallahatchie Cemetery. Online condolences at CurtisandSonFH.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Troy Johns Brown, age 92, of Sylacauga, died Tuesday, October 17th at Coosa Valley Nursing Home. Funeral service will be held at St. Jude Catholic Church on Friday at 10:30. Burial will follow in the Pine Hill Cemetery in Talladega. Visitation tonight from 5 until 7 o'clock at the North Chapel. Online memorials at CurtisandSonFH.com. Arrangements are under the direction of Curtis and Son Funeral Home in Sylacauga. In other obituary news this morning, Mildred Grace Lyle Story died Tuesday, October 17 at the age of 96. Visitation will be held, a celebration of life for Mildred will be Saturday, October 21st at First Baptist Church in Childersburg. Viewing from noon until 2 p.m. And then the service starts at 2 with a graveside to follow. In lieu of flowers, donation can be made to the First Baptist Church of Childersburg. Online memorials at CurtisandSonFH.com. Of course, Miss Story was the mother of Pete Story, and I've known Pete a long, long time, and our condolences to he and other members of their family. Mildred Grace Lyle Story passed away Tuesday at the age of 96. And that celebration of life will be Saturday with the viewing at 12 and the service at 2 with a graveside to follow in Green Hill Cemetery. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for James Jimmy Edward Thornton Jr., age 58, of Sylacauga, will be Friday at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Reverend Lee Walton officiating. Burial in the Shelvin Rock Cemetery. Mr. Thornton died Tuesday, October 17th at his residence. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at RadleySmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Veronica LeJean Smith Parker, age 66, will be Friday at 1 p.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home with Ronnie Forbes officiating. Also speaking will be Betty Hackett and Kristen Todd. Jean will be laid to rest in Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. She is an alumnus of B.B. Comer High School, and she lived most of her life in Sylacauga, or in the Sylacauga area. Visitation is Friday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at RadleySmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing. And she was a part of our graduating class back in the day, and certainly we want to send our condolences to her family as well. Funeral service for Mr. John Paul J.P. Bohannon, age 82, of Goodwater, will be Friday at 1 o'clock at the Goodwater Presbyterian Church. The Reverend Ronald Pete McElrath officiating. Burial in the Greenview Cemetery with veterans honors provided by the Alexander City Veterans Honor Guard. The family will receive friends tonight, 5 until 7 at the funeral home. Mr. Bohannon died Wednesday, October the 18th at Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. He was a member of the Goodwater Presbyterian Church. Flowers will be accepted or memorial contribution can be given to the Goodwater Presbyterian Church, P.O. Box 72, Goodwater, Alabama 35072. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at RadleyFuneralHome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Willie Edward Ball, age 67, will be Friday at 2:30 from King's Chapel, UCC. Pastors Terry Swain and Tiffany Steljaeum will officiate interment in the church cemetery. Visitation from 2 until 7. Sims Funeral Service will direct. Billy Ray Hayes, age 60, died October the 17th. Funeral arrangements to be announced later by Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary. Marilyn White Green, age 85, died Wednesday, October 18th at her residence in Talladega. A funeral mass will be celebrated at 10 a.m. on Saturday at St. Francis Church in Talladega, 722 East Street South, followed by burial in Thornhill Cemetery at the family farm. The family will receive guests at the home following the service. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrians, 29401 Alabama Highway 21 South in Talladega. Online condolences at urshreyfuneralhome.com. Urshrey Funeral Home in Talladega with the arrangements. Now, Ms. Green was a co-founder with her husband of the Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrian Program in Talladega. It's a nonprofit therapy program serving the Children of Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind, and has served thousands of disabled children over the last 30 years. That service will be 10 a.m. on Saturday, a funeral mass at St. Francis Church in Talladega, followed by burial in the Thornhill Cemetery at the family farm. Urshrey Funeral Home directing. Condolences offered at urshreyfuneralhome.com. Funeral service for Mr. Millard Morris Skeet Fuller, age 81 of Alexander City, is this morning at 10 a.m. from Mount Zion Baptist Church. Dr. Wayne Wright and Dr. Jeffrey Fuller officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. Mr. Fuller died on Sunday, October 15th at Chapman Healthcare Center. Memorials can be made to the Lake Martin Humane Society, P.O. Box 634, Alexander City, Alabama. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Mrs. Sybil Virginia Baker, age 97 of Alexander City, will be today at 2 o'clock from Hillview Memorial Park. The Reverend Wayne Cowhick officiating. The family receiving friends prior to the service, noon until 1:30 at the funeral home. Mrs. Baker died Sunday, October 15th at Chapman Healthcare Center. She was a member of the First Baptist Church. In lieu of flowers, a family requests that memorial contribution be made to the Children's Harbor, 1 Hour Children's Highway, Alexander City, Alabama, 35010. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.